David Begnaud now joins us in that Wynwood neighborhood in Miami, a square mile, David, that is certainly in the crosshairs now. We saw the piece. Just how comprehensive have the eradication procedures there been?
Well, pretty comprehensive. I mean, every day that we've seen, Josh, health inspectors have been out in the neighborhoods knocking on doors and spraying. And the spraying is not only dramatic in terms of the video, but it is impressive when you watch these guys go into yards, and it's pretty targeted. We've seen with West Nile spraying in the past that a truck just drives down a neighborhood street. That's not what they're doing. They're going in with machines on their back, and they walk into a yard and they start spraying. So it's very targeted and very specific, but it's not working. It's not working as well as they had hoped. They're finding larger populations of mosquitoes, which is disappointing the mosquito control inspectors, because they figured that by now, 3, 4, 5 weeks in, they would be able to show some kind of result.
And I want to tease ahead. We actually spoke with Florida Governor Rick Scott. We'll be seeing that interview a bit later this hour. But he says, contrary perhaps to what the CDC is saying, that essentially they've got it controlled. What is the sense of certainly the residents there?
That's interesting. Well, let me say this to you. The sense among some people here, and specifically among experts elsewhere, is that the state of Florida may be downplaying it a little bit. Not in terms of how serious it is, but downplaying it in terms of asking for a larger travel advisory. So we're in Wynwood, right? So this is an artsy urban area, probably 4 or 5 good blocks of beautiful artwork and cafes and stuff like that. Pregnant women are being told not to come here, but some experts are saying you've got to widen this zone. Why not make it all of Miami-Dade County? That's what's being asked of the CDC now. And some people are saying things like this. Is the state of Florida trying to protect tourism so much that they keep downplaying it? Again, those are just simply some of the questions being asked. I talked to one expert from Florida International University last night who said, I think this 1 mile zone that they have is a little naive. I think that zone needs to be all of Miami-Dade County, if not Miami-Dade and Broward County.
Interestingly, New York City has added Miami to its travel warning list. It's really populated by countries in Latin America and the Caribbean. You mentioned tourism. It's some $90 billion industry there. However, this is also a state, and the governor had the Obama administration had requested some $2 billion in funding. Of course, the summer recess, congressional lawmakers are now on, left that flapping in the breeze. What then is the level of concern, with, if nothing else, what's the level of concern among those cafe owners and the other folks who perhaps are right to believe that tourists may just be staying away from the city altogether?
So we're only into the first day of what I like to call the media descending on you, right? And after a while, people kind of are like, when are the cameras going to leave? We were in that cafe just down the block yesterday evening, and the owner was wonderfully polite, allowed us to come in. We patroned the business, we had lunch, we paid. But as the day started to wear on, one of the security guards who works here at the Wynwood Walls, this beautiful facility, was getting a little tired of the media presence. He felt like we were impeding the business. We have every right to be on the sidewalk, but he wanted us to not tell people to get out of the way, which we were not. Having said that, I think at the end of the week, you're going to start finding business owners who are starting to feel like maybe this awareness campaign is taking away from their business. But the bottom line is, this is the epicenter. This is where the local transmission is happening. One of the men who you just saw at the end of our piece, a Haitian man by the name of Gabriel, he found out that he was positive because he was at the laundromat with his daughter who was doing laundry. Some health inspectors worked in, tested her and her daughter with a urine sample, and then tested her dad with a urine sample, and he came back positive. Remember, Josh, most people, 1 in 5, don't even feel the symptoms. So if you're a guy watching this, you're thinking, okay, so if I have Zika and I don't know about it, what does it really matter to me? Here's why it matters. If the mosquito bites a guy who's got the virus and then flies off and bites another guy, then he infects that other person, right? And what if a guy's having sex with a male or a woman, not knowing he has the virus, and then he gives it via sexual transmission to that partner? That's why it's a real problem for people who don't even know they have it. Can I have this right here? Thank you, sir. What you should do, long sleeves, just like we are. I don't want the long sleeves, but it's hot here. And this, Josh, off. One of the inspectors, the professors at FIU told me yesterday, DEET should become Miami's new perfume. That's how critical they believe it is that people wear this every day.
Early and often. Again, day one of a controversy that could well metastasize. David Begnaud on the scene for us. David, we appreciate it.